Hi, I'm Belle, and this is my tarot week ahead forecast for the week beginning February the 18th. There's a very strong theme this week, and it is that it's important for all of us right now to nourish the place of peace within. And the other aspect of this is that we may have to work at it. I don't think that'll come as any great surprise, really, given that in the world we have very strong examples of appalling and disastrous wars. So for us to feel a place of peace within, unless this is something that we work at generally and perhaps frequently, it's going to take some effort. It's extremely provocative, this period of time, in terms of our empathy with others across the globe, across cultures, and for us to accommodate a place of peace in here is going to take some focus. And even if that's not your experience, it may be that you have stuff happening much closer to home, in your family, in your community, in yourself, which is calling for you to find peace with it in order that it can move forward or unfold or change in whatever way it needs to happen. So, once again, the tarot is on one hand offering us something lovely. Let me show you. So, right at the very top, now this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, right at the very top, we have this card, the card of justice. And justice talks about the divine balance. And in the place of the collective head, so that's all of us, is also the place of exquisite balance, everything in harmony and balance. So this tells us that humans, the human collective intention is for balance, for peace, for harmony, for equanimity, for gentleness, and for the enabling of those dominant energies. There is nothing here that says people really want more war, more fighting, more discord. No. There is a desire in the collective head and the collective heart for balance, harmony, justice, truth, peace. So, given that we are where we are, whether it's in your own personal life or in the great scheme of things, we have right in the centre. So this card in the centre is saying, yep, working for peace. But working, if we notice, how is this person working? What they're doing is they're sitting quietly, we may imagine, and they're tapping, they're making yet another symbol of balance, security, grounding, belonging, worth and value. They are creating those qualities in their lives, in their bodies, in order that they can feel secure, safe, worthy, valuable. And so it's telling us that if we want those very strong symbols of peace in our lives, we are going to have to work at it. How do we work at finding that place of peace? Well, one of the first places is bringing peace to the body. How do we do that? I tell you what I do. I swim, I gym. So I'm either swimming or walking or going to the gym, which I love. And it matters to me that I love it, because when I go to the gym, I just do what I like. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. So I come away feeling good about myself, strengthening my body, and also increasing my sense of my body's a good place to be. I feel safe in it. So peace, one of the first levels of peace in the body. What is it that you do that makes your body feel good, that makes you feel energized or relaxed? We all know by now that there are so many different ways of approaching feeling good in the body. So I'm going to skip along because we've talked before many times about yoga, qigong, walking, running, swimming, dancing, singing, anything that makes us feel good and at home in our bodies, in ourselves. Now, there's something more tricky for us to deal with here, and it is these two. So it is the difficulties, the pain that we cause ourselves by how we think. What we think, how we talk to ourselves, what we worry about. The King of Swords is the king of anxiety and also control, because often those two things go together. They certainly do for me. If I'm anxious about something, I will find myself wanting to do something to control that anxiety, and that is not always the best course of action. So here we have two major sources of aggravation: what we worry about and the pain that it causes us. We may need some help with that. We may need to read books. We may need to get help from outside sources, therapy, counselling, other people who can listen to us, people whose expertise would be helpful to us in the situation that we're in. Or, perhaps on a slightly less demanding level, we might need to talk to our families, our friends. We might need to find expression for the anxiety other than it driving the machine. So this is actually a cry for help. So it is up to us to ask ourselves, what help do I need? Where can I get that help? What do I need to do about it? You will know the answer to these questions, and if you don't, then you can ask other people. You can use your ways of finding out. This might be a good moment to, I say this to lots of people, often we might say to ourselves, well, I really could do with, it would be really good for me to have some counselling, but I can't afford it. Or, for me to have a massage every now and then, but I can't afford it. Because these things cost money. Of course they do. Those people, like myself, like you, like every self-employed person we know, we're making a living. One thing I would just point out is that if you are interested in counselling, then it's worth contacting schools who teach counselling, or have that's their purpose, because some of their later students will need people to practice on. They'll need to do case studies, so it's possible to get some, what should we call it, less expensive sessions from someone who hasn't completely trained yet, but who knows what they're doing. Anyway, moving on. So you may need help. I may need help at the moment because stuff is up, and it has been for quite a long time. We are being provoked to making changes in order that we can find that place of peace in here. When we are peaceful in here, when we can have a place where we can go, we can call it like an inner retreat. Oh, I can go there and I can just close the door and go, whew. This may be accompanied by various activities. This is good for us, not just good for us, but it's good for the world. The more we can nourish the place of peace in here, irrespective to what's happening outside of us, the more we can bring peaceful vibrations both into our own bodies, our families, our friends, our communities, but more than that, we can spread that around the world. It's a very valuable thing for us to nourish the place of peace here, as much as how can I be active out there. One of the things that I'm coming across are people who are coming to me for readings who are exhausted with their anxieties which are connected to the wars which are occurring in the world, and the feelings of helplessness in some cases, or frustration. And so if this situation is something that you relate to very personally, then it's really important that you look after your container, you look after your body, and you look after your mind. with all the skills that you know of. Mindfulness is really good here for a peaceful mind. So practicing those practices, this is the work that helps us to make the peace, the balance, the harmony in here that actually enables us to enjoy our lives and not to identify every second of the day with the suffering, the wars, the difficulties, because this doesn't help. Identifying with all of that stuff does not help. It doesn't help people in that situation. It doesn't help you. It doesn't help change anything in the world. It's much more powerful to maintain balance, harmony, the desire for truth, and caring for ourselves and a balanced mind. It's much more powerful to do all of those things, because that will help the situations both in here and out there. Yes. So it's a decision, actually. It's a decision to be peaceful, and it's a decision to say, I want that. I want to be in the place of peace. How do I do that? How do I get there? And look at the practices, whatever works for you, that enable you to hold peace in yourself, because it will be better for you and for everybody around you and for the world. Okay. As usual, if you are having difficulties in your life, and there's plenty of difficulty to be had at the moment, I am here to help. If you would like a reading, then please do drop me a line below and just say, hi Belle, interested in a reading, and I will contact you privately. Or equally, you can go to Messenger and Belle Bartlett and just do the same thing. I wish you well. Have a good week. Take care.